What is going on YouTube? MACS back with another video for you guys this week, and today we're going to take a quick look at the TicWatch Pro 3 Ultra GPS. And this is Mobvois, still to this day the most recent and their flagship smartwatch released out in the public. Now it is November in 2022, so it has been a year since this watch has been released. We haven't seen any new Mobvoi watches yet, so still waiting to see anything new from them. But still, to this day, this is probably one of, if not the best, Wear OS smartwatch you can probably get. Right up there with the Galaxy watches and the Pixel watch. I'm not gonna talk about Fossil Gen 6 because don't waste your time. Just don't waste your time. Anyways, let's go ahead and unbox it and show you guys what to expect. Now, obviously, this has been out for a year, like I said, so you've probably seen a lot of different unboxings of the device. So let's not take too much time with it. Obviously, it is running the Snapdragon Wear 4100 platform, which is similar to the one on the TicWatch Pro 3 that came before this one, but this one is updated and is able to work better with the secondary display, which we'll get into right now when I take the watch out of the box. Obviously, you do get your built-in GPS, your heart rate monitoring, your step tracking, your GPS, like I said. So this is your standard fitness tracker as well. Military standard 810G, so it is more rugged than the previous generation. Up to 72 hours of battery life in smart mode and 45 days in essential mode. So that's pretty cool. If you need battery, this is probably going to be your best bet as far as Wear OS watches, which we'll talk about in a little bit. You know, IP68, 20 plus professional workout modes, Google Assistant, because obviously Wear OS, Google Pay, dual display technology, built-in GPS, over 1,000 watch faces on the Google Play Store. So, your regular run-of-the-mill, well, not run-of-the-mill, but Wear OS smartwatch. So if you use a Wear OS watch recently, whether it be the Fossil Gen 6 or the Galaxy watch or the Pixel watch, it's going to be a pretty similar experience. Now, obviously, this is running Wear OS 2 and not Wear OS 3 like the Galaxy watch and the Pixel watch runs. But hopefully, we will be getting Wear OS 3 later this year. It is November, though, so we should be getting that soon rather than later. So, fingers crossed for that. But like I said, I did use this already for a whole day. I have unboxed it, so I do have my information on here already. But I just wanted to put it back in the box for you guys, just so you guys can see and know what to expect whenever you do get, or if you decide to get this watch. So obviously nothing crazy. You get your charging connector for charging connector for charging. Duh. So it is a 2-pin connector here, which does snap onto the back, like so. It's not the best magnet, but it's not the weakest either. So I wouldn't worry too much about this coming off in the middle of the night. There you go. And not a cheap cable either. It is pretty thick and I guess sturdy. So I wouldn't worry too much about this tearing over time. But obviously you can get extras through Amazon, and you just get your books and legal information and whatnot. So nothing crazy in there. Pretty simple. That's the actual watch. And front and center, you do get that secondary display, which is backlit. So if you do tilt your wrist, it is backlit, and you're able to customize the color of that. So which I'll show you guys in a little bit how that works. Let me just go ahead and unlock it here. And like I said, already set up, so we don't got to go through the process. But when you take it out of the box, you do have to download the Wear OS app and the Mobvoi app. Now, it doesn't tell you to download the Mobvoi app out of the box for some reason. So if you bought this watch and you didn't know that you had to download it, well, now you do. So I would recommend you download those 2 apps, and obviously Wear OS app will be used to be connecting this watch to your phone. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the UI here. Wear OS 2, like I said. Okay, well, there you go. We got a demo for the button here. This top button does take you to the app drawer. You do get a few apps here, and obviously you can add more through the Play Store. So that's always good to have on your watch, being able to just add different things or take out different things and customize it to your liking. Whereas, like for example, like in a Amazfit watch, you can't really do much of customizing. You can change your watch face and whatnot, but it's really hard to kind of download apps and get new things on there. With this, it's like your Android phone, right? You can download apps, you can change it, you can do whatever you want with it. So that's one of the benefits of having Wear OS. So these buttons do not rotate, unfortunately, so you can't scroll through the UI by rotating this little thing or even this one in the bottom. So that's unfortunate, but luckily the responsivity of the touchscreen is pretty nice. So I haven't had any sort of lag input or anything like that where it doesn't register my touch. Everything's been pretty smooth and reliable as far as that goes. If you hold down on this button, you do get Google Assistant, which is always nice to have Google Assistant on your wrist. And if you swipe to the left, well, from left to the right, sorry, you do get your Google Now page, and you can access Google Assistant through here as well. So this button over here is customizable. So if you want to press it to do a certain action, I have it set to voice memo, but you can customize it. So if you hold on it, you do get this little quick setting menu, which will let you drain the speaker of liquid. So if you're swimming or you're washing dishes or whatever, taking a shower with it, you can use that toggle to have the make that little noise and water will fly out of there. Pioneered by the Apple Watch, obviously. You do get your essential mode, which, like I said, in the box here in the back does tell you it will give you up to 45 days. So if you need 45-day long battery life on this thing, you can't put it in essential mode, but it will limit you as far as what you can do with it, which is pretty much just have it as a watch. So what essential mode pretty much does is it turns off the smartwatch stuff on the watch, and it'll just give you the secondary display. So you just have a regular watch, but you'll get 45 days of battery life, which if you need it, it's there and it's nice to have. Obviously, I haven't really used it enough to really have used that, but it is nice to have there just in case. And you are able to customize the button, like I said here. So you can put any app that you want to open with that. So that's nice. You can have your weather, your alarms, your calculator, whatever, right? So whatever is easier for you. Obviously, you can still put your workouts as well. There you go. So if you're into that kind of stuff, working out, I don't know who works out, but you can do that. So that's cool. Google Fit. So swiping down will give you your quick settings, like in the Android phone. You get your airplane mode. You can turn on the sound as far as like notifications go. One of the big cons I think for this watch is the vibrating motor, or the vibration motor. Sorry, it is on the weaker side and it is on the cheap feeling side. You know how when Android phones first started having vibration motors and it wouldn't. You know, nowadays you get like on your phone, you get the little like tiny little specific tabs whenever you're typing on it, and it feels nice. Coming from a Pixel, obviously this is gonna spoil you because the Pixel probably has the best haptics on a smartphone right now, but this is really not great. I kind of wish I could customize it a little bit just because it's not the best feeling in your wrist, and it is pretty loud when it vibrates as well, so it's not really discreet. So if you're like in a meeting or something, or you're having dinner or whatever, I would probably say put it in do not disturb, just because the vibration motor is pretty bad. That'd be really my only complaint so far, is the vibration motor, which you can customize as far as like how long it vibrates for every notification, and it is on the weaker side. So if you have it set to like a shorter kind of vibration, whenever you get a notification, you will miss it because it is pretty weak. So I do have it set to a longer vibration. I can just find it here. Give me 1 second. All right, well now I can't find it, so that's great. Probably accessibility. Nope. Sorry, you guys, bear with me. I am really bad at getting me set up before video. There you go, vibration. So you can have it normal, which is, I don't know if you can tell. It is pretty loud, right? So I have it at double just because I just tend to miss the normal and the long. But I think you get away with the long. Normal, it's like a little buzz, nothing crazy. Long is pretty decent, and double obviously it's a little more, got a little bit more oomph to it. You know what I mean? So you definitely won't miss notifications with that. Now, obviously, you are able to put on the sound for notifications, but I don't think you want that on your watch either. So I have one request for the next one is just put a better motor on here. Just, it's a watch, and coming from like an Apple Watch or a Galaxy Watch, they do spoil you as far as the vibration motor, because it is just so much better than this watch. Other than that though, the build quality is pretty nice. It does have a stainless steel bezel showing in the screen. It doesn't raise. It's not a raised bezel at all, so you don't really get any screen protection, as far as like whenever you hit your wrist on the wall or the corner of a door or whatever. So I would recommend getting a screen protector for this thing in case you're scared of scratching it up, because it does not protect the screen at all. Not a huge deal, so just get a screen protector if you're worried about it. Not a huge deal. You do get your speaker here, which is pretty loud. It is reasonably loud. So for phone calls and stuff like that, or Google Assistant, it is pretty loud. So I like that. You get your microphone over here. Obviously, your two buttons that I talked about. On the back, you do get your heart rate sensor and your charging pin connectors. Now the body is made out of like a nylon material, so it isn't just straight up plastic. So that's good. Very, very durable. So this won't scuff up over time very easily, like stainless steel or stuff like that. That scratch pretty easy. So it's nice to see, like I said, military grade protection. So pretty good to see. And also the band is very, very thick and sturdy. Like this isn't a cheap feeling band at all. It is nice and thick, and this is not gonna wear horribly over time. Hopefully, but I'm pretty sure it's a pretty nice band. And obviously, it does do 22 millimeter straps, so you can change it up. Get a bunch of cheap ones or aftermarket ones on Amazon and swap it out and make it look a little nicer. Now, obviously, it's not as fancy looking as a Fossil Gen 6, but you get a leather band on there and just customize it to your liking, change the watch face. You can make it look nice, but obviously, you're not going to win any design awards for classiness with the TicWatch Pro 3 Ultra. But this is not what it's made for. It's made for to be a rugged Wear OS smartwatch that gives you great battery life and a great experience, and overall it's been pretty great, and I would say this might be a little bit better than the Pixel Watch just because it is a bigger size. It has a bigger battery, bigger screen, and it's just I feel like it's more reliable as far as the materials go. Like it won't, like with the Pixel Watch, I feel like you're gonna scratch up really easy, and it's so small that it looks kind of funny on some people's wrists. I have larger wrists. Well, not super large wrists, but I don't have the smallest wrist in the world. So I feel like a Pixel Watch would look pretty small on my wrist. And this one looks pretty good on mine. Sorry, I'm struggling here with the watch band. Anyways, so this one looks pretty good on my wrist. Like I said, I don't have huge wrists either, but it does look good on mine. And I like big watches. I like having like a bigger screen and being able to read stuff. I don't really have the best eyesight out there, so it is nice to have a bigger display. So besides that, though, I mean, you do get your workout tracking, like I said. It is pretty reliable with the heart rate monitoring, from what I've seen in different reviews from actual people that use it for fitness, like DesFit. He does pretty great stuff, so you guys should check out his review on that if you want to get a more in-depth look at the fitness aspect of this watch. But besides that, I mean, I don't really have many complaints. Wear OS smartwatches aren't really the best with battery life in most cases. So it's good to see that you can at least get 2 days out of it, which it is my experience so far. It is at, I think it's 45% right now. I did have it charged up to 100% yesterday at around, I don't know, maybe around this time actually. So it's been 24 hours since I've charged it. So, and it's down to 45%. And that's because I've been kind of messing around with it a lot. Because it's a new toy basically, so I like to play with it. But pretty solid battery life, better than Fossil Gen 6 for sure, and better than the Galaxy Watch. Obviously, kind of on par with the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, but I don't have that to test, so I can't really compare it. But from what I've heard, it is kind of on par with that. But yeah, I mean, if you guys want a Wear OS smartwatch that just works and gives you good battery life, and to me anyway, it looks pretty stylish and it's nice and rugged, then I think that's probably one of your only options. You know, I mean, you do have the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro. That's a bit more expensive, but that one's, you know, it hasn't got Samsung UI on it. And I know for me, for example, I don't really like Samsung watches just because of the UI. I like the Google-y, you know, UI from Pixel devices and stuff like that. So Wear OS gives me that same experience. So it's just more cohesive to me. The Galaxy watches they're nice, the Galaxy watches, but like I said, they have that Samsung overlay over them, and I'm not the biggest fan of it. So this feels a little better to me. You know, Pixel phone with a just pretty close to stock Wear OS watch. Obviously, Pixel watch would be nice, but just too small for me. I wish they did like a 46mm watch or a 44mm watch, and added some battery life and a bigger screen. So for me, anyways, this is probably the best option I could get right now. Hopefully, though, we will get the next generation of the TicWatch coming up soon, and hopefully next year, Google will put out a bigger Pixel watch, because I feel like that watch is doing pretty good right now. So fingers crossed that they keep it going and make it better next year with the bigger size. But besides that, you guys, I mean, I can't say enough good things about it so far. This isn't really a full review just because I haven't used it for so long. It's just kind of just me showing you guys like, hey, there's other options out there other than a Galaxy Watch and a Pixel Watch. And for $230, I think it's pretty good. You know, it undercuts the Galaxy Watch 5, the regular size, not the bigger size. I think it's what, 44mm, I think it is, for the bigger size, but that's more expensive. And the Pixel Watch is $350, I think, and then $400 with LTE. The 5 Pro is over $400. You're not gonna get a Fitbit over this because Fitbit doesn't have Wear OS. So yeah, I mean, if you don't care about Wear OS and you don't care about Google Assistant, you don't care about replying to messages, then maybe a Amazfit watch would probably do good for you as well. You know, the GTR4 and GTS4 just came out. The T-Rex 2 is out as well. Those are all pretty great watches, but they're more like fitness tracking watches instead of actual smartwatches. You can make phone calls on them, I think, but you can't reply to messages unless you use those canned messages. But if you want the Play Store, if you want Google Assistant and stuff like that, and you actually want a smartwatch, I think this is one of, if not the best options you can get right now. And like I said, fingers crossed for Wear OS 3. And when that drops, I will make a video on that. But for now, this is still a buy in my opinion. Wear OS 2 is still plenty fast, plenty smooth, plenty good. And honestly, no real complaints. So thank you guys for watching the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below, and I will see you guys in the next one.